the American Athletic Conference. Thanks for joining us on the call today. If you would just give us an overview of how your first spring in Greenville has gone and what maybe your priorities are heading as we continue through the off season.
Well, I think first off, it's just it's an honor to be a part of the American Conference, and obviously being a part of college football for as long as I have been. I understand the reputation that the American has and the depth and quality of the teams in the American. So excited to be a part of the conference. So as far as the spring at East Carolina, it's a deal where you look at where we were December 3rd when I took the job and where we are today, and I think that we've made tremendous strides. It was a challenging spring on a lot of fronts to kind of establish some protocols and some standards, and we're still doing that. So it's a process that's ongoing. But I think the players have been very positive with their reaction to our staff and how they have they want to be better, they want to improve, they want to get this thing turned around. So I think that their attitudes have been a big positive.
Thank you, Coach. We'll take questions for Coach Mike Houston, please. Star 1 on your telephone keypad will put you in the queue, and then the operator will introduce you.
And our next question comes from Ronnie Woodward with the Greenville Daily Reflector.
Hey, Coach. Just catching up here. Just wondering if you've done it yet, or is there a point in the off season where you'll maybe look at the entirety of the quarterback room, maybe the freshmen, or who you want to redshirt, or where guys kind of fit, this off season heading into the camp?
Right. Well, I think that obviously Holton and Reed, with their experience, they're kind of separated themselves from the rest. I think Brian Gagg being here for the spring, definitely gave himself a jump start on the number 3 spot. So Alex Flynn will come in this summer, and you just don't know till he gets here. And so I think that where Alex and Brian fall there on the depth chart will be dependent upon the summer, fall camp, and just how those two guys compete and develop. I would anticipate one of them being the third, the other being the fourth. Trying to redshirt both, but at the same time, you got to have a number 3 ready.
Gotcha. Yeah, for sure. We got to tour the Town Bank Tower yesterday on a little media tour. Just curious. It was awesome. Obviously, just recruiting wise, obviously that will pick up this spring with y'all. How much now that thing looks pretty complete and it kind of looks like the real deal? How much can you recruit, not the thought of that, but actually the real building and show guys this is what it looks like and that type of thing?
Well, I think it's certainly an asset we have to use, and I think it's an impressive facility, and it shows the commitment of East Carolina University to the football program. So we will use it any way we can. It probably won't be complete enough to go inside this summer. It'll probably be one of those things where we got to view it from either out behind it near our practice facility or from the stadium surface. But there's no doubting, kind of the, impressive stature that facility has.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. Take care.
Yeah, thanks.
And next will be Chris Vanini with The Athletic.
Coach, there was a rule change this week. Essentially, it reads like outlawing blindside blocks. Curious if you had a chance to see that and if you had any reaction to it.
Well, I think that I think most of the rule changes you've seen for the past several years have been geared towards trying to make the game safer. Certainly, I can applaud that effort. At the same time, some of these rules, this one, for example, it's very much a judgment call. So, consistency with enforcement, it'll be, I hope that we can see that. I also don't want to see, hopefully, like the beginning of the targeting calls where, you get you go overboard with some ways it's enforced, because I do think you can take away from the game, and you can take away from the nature of how you play it if you get too nitpicky with stuff. So I think it's going to be a hard rule to officiate, but I'm sure that they'll try to do a great job training our officials.
And with targeting, now the call has to be confirmed on replay. So theoretically, those 50-50. I
think that's a move in the right direction. I really do, because that way it takes some of the human error out of the play on the field, and it allows the replay booth to be able to properly evaluate all aspects of targeting to make sure that they're there before you enforce it. Because when you start talking about the penalty associated with it, it's a pretty severe penalty. So you don't want a mistake made that where a call shouldn't have been called.
Well, appreciate it, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks.
And next will be Dan Tortor with WakeUpCallDT.com.
Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well, and welcome to the league, first and foremost.
Thanks a lot. Excited to be a part.
So just what you can say about, I know you obviously in the intro had covered some pieces, but why East Carolina? Why was it the right move at this point in your career? Why did you feel that you wanted to take over this program?
Well, I think there's a lot to that question. I think that, given where I was at James Madison, and some of the opportunities I've had the past several years that we've not pursued, you had to kind of evaluate just what you would leave that situation for. They've got 20-plus starters back off a 9-win team, so obviously that program's in really good shape. So I think you're talking about, me at 47 years old, what's the next step for my career, and the thing is, we've done everything you can do at the FCS level. It's wanting the right situation at the FBS level, and I think being a North Carolina native, being a former high school football coach in the state, strong ties with both my family and relationships in the Southeast, from my days at the Citadel to Lenore-Rhine. I think that I feel very comfortable in this region. I think I'll be able to recruit the places that I've always had strong ties to. And East Carolina University is a place that has a great football tradition. Our fans and alumni are passionate about football here. There's a strong commitment being made by the athletic administration. So, for me, it was the right next move for my family and for our career.
And as you look at it coming through the spring, just how did those players that returned respond to you and kind of your message and your staff? What has been, was it kind of an immediate, level of connection, or is it something that has built over the last couple of months? Just what you can say about how they've received you and the leadership that you put forward with your staff.
I think in transitions, I think all players are, curious, skeptical, whatever you want to call it, just because they don't know, and certainly the players here probably knew a lot of my players at James Madison, so, they were able to get some frame of reference. But the thing that was, present when my first meeting back in December, which was 2 days after their NC State loss, I saw a group that was, beaten down and, had been through a tough year and a tough situation at the end of the year. Now I see a group that, they're determined that they don't want to be a part of 3 and 9. They want to see the program achieve, and we've had the players establish some on the field and off the field goals, and I think that they've established some realistic, but also very lofty on the field goals, and I think they're determined to try to work the program towards achieving them.
Well, thank you, Coach. I appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot.
Coach, thank you for giving us a few minutes this morning, and I will look forward to meeting up with you in person in Newport in July.